Salman Rushdie's injuries after brutal attack revealed. British Indian author Salman Rushdie has lost sight in one eye and the use of one hand as a result of the brutal attack he survived in New York on August 12th. He was stabbed repeatedly in the neck and torso during a literary event as he was about to lecture on artistic freedom at the, how do you pronounce this? Chautauqua Institution. After the attack, the author was immediately rushed to a hospital. His literary agent said Rushdie suffered from nerve damage in his arm and wounds in his liver, and that he'll most likely lose an eye. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, issued the fatwa and ordered Muslims to assassinate Rushdie over the publication of his novel, The Satanic Verses, in 1988. Iran has denied having any connection with the August attack. The man convicted of stabbing the writer, Hadi Matar, has pleaded not guilty to second-degree attempted murder and assault charges and is currently held in custody without bail. So obviously this attack on Rushdie was a huge deal, and we finally had more information about his well-being from his literary agent who gave an interview. And basically he revealed that he was stabbed 3 times in the neck. He was stabbed repeatedly in his torso. He had wounds to his liver, and that he's basically lost an eye. And he said that he also has lost the functioning in one of his hands because I guess the nerves were severed because of damage to the nerves. So I thought it was really important to give an update on his well-being and what he was doing. His literary agent did not confirm his whereabouts. He didn't say if he's in the hospital or if he's left the hospital. He just said that what's important is that he's going to live. So yeah, I wanted to give an update on that.
Yeah, I'm so glad. By the way, now this guy is now a legend. So congratulations. I mean, he was a legend, but he's now double a legend because of the fact that at this age, a young man attacked him with a knife and stabbed him so many times, and he didn't die. By the way, such a lost opportunity for the guy, because if he had died, the Iranian regime would have paid him millions. But all his efforts, now he's going to go to jail, and his life is ruined, and all the money that he was supposed to win for killing Rushdie he's not even going to get that because he wasn't successful with his attack. But yeah, I mean, old man versus young jihadi. Old man comes out winning. Fantastic. What a tough guy. What a badass, eh? So is he going to wear an eye patch? I think he's going to look even better with an eye patch. Susie, come here. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying in the comments.
Okay, oh, yeah. He should wear an eye patch because that would be badass.
That would be badass, yeah.
I hope so. I don't know. We'll see. What have you heard in all of your investigations and all the time you spent paying attention to pro-regime media? Any more talk about this? Any because they deny that they were connected, but what are people saying on the ground?
Well, so when this happened, by the way, before I answer your question, a Great Jedi is saying he's becoming the Dajjal, destroyer of Islam. Yeah, so for people who don't know, Dajjal is like the Antichrist in Islam, and he has only one eye. So a lot of Muslims were like, wait a minute, is this guy the Dajjal? Because now he has one eye. Maybe this was the Dajjal that was prophesied.
Revealed. He was the Dajjal all along.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Iranian regime didn't want to come and endorse this, but they wanted to endorse it without officially endorsing it. They wanted to. So there's because if they come out and say this was great, then they're on an international stage in the middle of the negotiations. They're basically supporting their support for terrorism has to be a lot more subtle and behind a veil than outright directly coming out on an international stage supporting something like this. So the line that they decided to go by officially on in the foreign ministry and their narrative to the world, which is different from the internal narrative, was that the person responsible for this attack is Salman Rushdie. So they weren't like, yay, but the person who attacked, like, because that would be too much damage to them internationally. But they didn't condemn it. They didn't endorse it. They just said that there's only one, like the person responsible for what's happening here is Salman Rushdie. That was their official line.
Wait,
but in turn,
are they saying he put a hit out on himself?
No. Basically, he brought this upon himself because of his book.
You meant like he literally set it up.
No. They're like, if you don't want stuff like this to happen to you, basically don't write books like that. That's what they were saying, right?
Victim blaming. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But internally, they had their narratives were like, whoop-a-doo. Oh, the devil has been blinded. That was their official stance in the newspaper. Wait, I have actually a picture of that. Let me show you their official stand. Yeah. I sent a
Oh,
copy
yeah,
of
I
this.
remember seeing that. But the thing is, it's like he looks like a badass.
Yeah, so Richard, I showed this to Richard Dawkins in Germany, and Richard Dawkins asked me to email this to him. So now I know where to find it because I sent this to Richard. Wait, how do I save this?
Little name dropping. Okay, you're like, yeah,
Yes.
Richard Dawkins wants me to email this to him personally. Okay, let us know, Armin.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. This is the image, and this is a newspaper. But let me see what I wrote for Richard. I said, see attached under the image. It says in Persian, the eye of the devil has been blinded. So right here it says the eye of the devil has been blinded. And I also wrote, Richard, the newspaper is called JamaJam. So it says JamaJam here. It is published by Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting. So this is an officially government newspaper. And that's how they celebrated him being blinded. Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, and also they gave him devil horns. And they put a hellfire around him. Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, so this information about his health and the status of it came out because his literary agent was being interviewed about a variety of things, and they talked about this. And then so his literary agent was also saying how he's had conversations with Rushdie in the past about the possibility of attack. And what's so ironic is 2 weeks before the attack, he had an interview with a different newspaper basically saying like, oh, I'm not too worried about, the status of the threats anymore. And his literary agent was basically saying, yeah, they've had a lot of conversations about it, but given the nature of the threat and which, it's like you're putting a hit out on him, calling upon the general public to take the action. Ultimately, it is a bit random. And so it's more difficult to protect yourself against it because you're never quite sure when someone will take it upon themselves to fulfill that mandate. And there is like some contention over whether the guy who actually did this attack was even aware of the fatwa, like how much he was even familiar with it. All these things, like that's something that's in question.
No, he's a fanboy of Khomeini and Nasrallah from Lebanon. He was like, he had this picture. Like, by the way, his family disowned him, even though his family was like Shia Muslim. They weren't radical, but their son was radicalized, and he's like super into Khomeini. Yeah, I think he has a hard on for Khomeini, but like I'm pretty sure he would have been he would have been aware of a fatwa like this. Like, if he doesn't,
everyone is, but I feel like I remember reading some report where they asked him about the fatwa specifically, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not too familiar," blah blah blah, or has like a vague awareness, but didn't know for sure. I could be wrong. I have like some recollection.
How could you be a fanboy of such Shia? Like the Khomeini's fatwa was one of the most famous things he's ever done, and like you're a fanboy of them, and you don't know, or you're unaware of it. That would be weird. Maybe he was Gen Z, so that would make sense. Yeah, that was a jab at Gen Z.
Are you trying to
But
hit me because I'm almost Gen Z? Is that, are you trying to take a shot at me?
no,
Is that what you're saying? Right here?
no, you didn't make it, so it's not a deal. Yeah.
Sometimes it depends on the definition. In some definitions, I am Gen Z, and some I'm millennial. I don't know. It's loss of identity.
Well, if you are Gen Z, then you're sort of smartest one I've been. No, I'm kidding.
Oh. Let me shut up.
No, guys, but don't come at me if you're Gen Z, okay? You guys are actually the smartest generation. Look at Iran. Our generation was not aware of what they were doing, and Gen Z is. So, like,
yo, in Iran, Gen Z is taking shots at your generation too. They basically are just literally calling you guys pussies.
Yeah, like, yeah. So there's three generations. They're the generation of the peoples that made the revolution happen. The Islamic Revolution happened, and our generation who wasn't able to fight it as aggressively as we should have, right? And now this generation that is basically putting both our generations to shame, which is the Gen Z. Yeah, they seem to be a lot braver as well, more aware and braver. Okay, can we? Oh, by the way, let me just tell you something. The Gen Z generation was accused by all the generations in Iran of being of the generation that stands for nothing and cares for nothing and is aware of nothing, right? And too many times this was the characteristic of Iranians, like they had of like these people, they have no values. And now they were all like a lot of these people coming out. They were like, "We're sorry, we were wrong about you. We shouldn't have talked."
Why would they have said that?
That was the impression a lot of people had, that you guys are into this is and they were like blaming this new generation for a lot of Iran's problem. They're like, we're screwed. If this is our young, we're screwed. And now they're like, you are actually putting us all in class. Like, we're all now taking notes from you. Like, we're sorry for ever like talking about you like this.
Why? Were they talking shit just because they're on TikTok and Instagram? Like that kind of thing?
Yeah, like into music, video games, social media, and like not
only things that are age appropriate. God forbid.
Yeah. Not interested in politics and philosophy and serious issues. That's what they're like. So basically, all these. Wait, what's the meme? I forgot what's the meme. Oh, yeah. So basically, what you're saying in Iran is the biggest okay boomer movement you've ever seen. It's the biggest okay boomer comeback. Yes. Oh, we get a super chat.
Churros just gave us a super chat of 50 Danish krona. Thank you so much, lovely Churros. And saying, it's a quote from Salman Rushdie, saying, "Fanatics should not mistake my name. I am in no rush to die."
That's such a good joke. Such a good joke.
Thank you for the super chat, Churros.
I never even noticed that until I heard this quote. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, I see what you did there.
Yes.
Anyways, we are wishing the best recovery to Salman Rushdie. And in a sense, like, I mean, he's always been a figurehead of the push for free expression, the fight against the criminalization of blasphemy. And this attack has just raised that issue once again into the public consciousness, now more so than it has in years. So more power to him.
Get my best-selling book, Why There Is No God, for free. Click on the link for it in the description.